In order to cut a nightgown, you need to cut a fabric that is at least 10 inches long, a fabric that is length 10 inches, like so. It is a standard, a basic formula. The fabric must be 10 inches long. Then the length, you can see me confirming the 10 inches throughout the fabric. Now, the width of the fabric must be at least half of your shoulder measurement plus 3 inches. And this is me, I have two fabric here for the front and the back, which I'm going to fold into two, giving me 4 layers. And when I measure that 4 layers, it's going to give me my half of my shoulder measurement plus at least 3 inches uh, allowance there. Although I have more than that, but you must have at least half of your shoulder measurement plus at least 3 inches allowance. Now this is me marking my shoulder measurement, half of my shoulder, which is 8 inches. And at that shoulder measurement, I come down by 6 inches. You will come down by 6 inches, which is also another basic uh, formula for a nightgown or any dress of this style. Then you mark that 6 inches throughout the length of the fabric and draw your line. Mark the 6 inches, mark the 6 inches. You connect the line for the 6 inches. This 6 inches will mark the limit of our armhole depth, irregardless of whatever your normal armhole depth is. You will use 6 inches for this nightgown. Now, this is me confirming my shoulder measurement. Now, at the 6 inches mark, I will mark the shoulder measurement plus 2 or 3 inches. I will go forward with like 2 or 3 inches. After marking my shoulder measurement, I will go to the 6 inches line and go to the front by 2 inches or 3 inches. Then you will draw a slight curve. You are going to join the shoulder mark to that mark you made on the 6 inches. This is me using my French curve. You can see the side I am using. It's just a slight curve. You will not draw the full armhole curve. You draw a slight curve at that place, joining the line the mark you made on the 6 inches line to your shoulder point, like so. Which means I made my shoulder is 8 inches and the line on that 6 inches is 10 inches. I added 2 inches to it. Now, we have a 10 inches fabric length. Now, that means we have 4 inches under that 6 inches line. Now, I'm going to draw a curve from the armhole depth, which we already made, to the end of that 4 inches, like so. Just follow what I am doing. Draw a slant from the armhole to the end of the 10 inches length of the fabric, like so. This is what we have after drawing the line. You can see the curve that I made from the armhole, from the 6 inches armhole depth to the folded side of the fabric at the 10 inches end of the hem of the fabric. Then I will cut it out. This is the top of the nightgown. This is the top of the nightgown. Now the next thing is to input my neck circumference, and because it's a nightgown I prefer to have a wider neck, and I made my neck 4 inches by 4 inches, which I am joining together with a curve like so. Both front and back, I decided to make them the same measurement so that I will be free in it while I'm sleeping. It will be free. And now this is me cutting out my neck circumference. Now this is what we have after cutting out the neck circumference. I have both the front and the back portion of the upper part of the nightgown here. This is what we have. Now the next thing is to measure around the hem of the pattern like so. Measure it, and whatever we get there will determine the bottom part of the gown. Now this is me folding. I folded the fabric into two, having measured the remaining part length of my body. My required length, it depends on how long you want your nightgown to be. I deducted 10 inches from my gown length, and I cut out my fabric using the remaining measurements, and then I folded it into two. I folded for the front and the back, which means I have 4 layers of fabric like so, like I have shown. Now at the folded at this open side, you measure 2 inches at the top of it, then you go down by 4 inches or 3 inches, depending on. Remember, we mark 6 inches on the top of the swimming or on the top of the nightgown. Now you whatever length you are going to put here will make up for the remaining part of your regular armhole depth. My own regular armhole depth is 9 inches, so I mark 3 inches on that in that place to join the 2 inches mark at the top, and here I am drawing the 3 inches and the 2 inches like so. You can see the 3 inches line from the top to the down part and the 2 inches width. Now the next thing is to draw a slant, which is like the armhole curve continuation, which will be the continuation for the armhole curve like so. We drew part of the armhole curve on the 6 inches armhole depth. Now we continue it here like so. After drawing the curve, the next thing is to cut it out. You cut out the curve. You can see all these are being done at the extreme top of the fabric, not on the folded side, but on the open side of the fabric for the down part of the nightgown. Now after doing that, you now go to the folded side of the fabric and mark 4 inches. Measure 4 inches down, and that 4 inches, from that 4 inches you are going to draw a curve to the top of the 2 inches point that we mark at the front of the fabric. Just follow exactly what I am doing here. You draw a curve like so, joining the point of that 2 inches mark. You can see the curve is a curve, it's not a slant. That's why it's freehand. It must be gentle. So you remember it's 4 inches that we measured at that place before drawing the curve. Then we'll cut out our fabric from there. Cut out the fabric from there. Our fabric is on fold. It's like a wrapper. It's the down part of the nightgown. And note that because we are putting pleatings on it, you must allow for the pleating by folding excess fabric. We measured the down parts of the top of the nightgown, Putting in mind the measurement, you allow for excess fabric in order for you to be able to pleat the down part to the upper part of the nightgown. It depends on what you want. If you want a very thick pleating, you can double the fabric according to what you measured at the down part of the upper nightgown. But if you want just a bit of a pleating, you can add as much as you want to your fabric. For me, I use the entire width of the fabric, which gave me some ample. I use the entire width of the fabric. Now this is me after removing. I remove one of the fabric, and this is me putting a notch. Put a notch at the folded side of it before opening it up. I have removed one of it and set it aside. This is one which I'm going to use for the front part. Now this is the upper part of the nightgown, the one we cut earlier on. Now this is me trying to put a notch. Remember to put a notch at the center of it on the downside. Put a notch on it. It is that notch that we are going to use to connect it to the down parts. We are going to connect the notch to notch, center to center, at that place where we have a slant. You know, we drew a slant. You can see the slant. We are going to place the upper part on it, notch to notch, and pin them together. You join them together and use your office pin to pin them together. After which you are going to make your pleats. We'll make our pleats. You can decide to use gathers. You can use your hand needle or your sewing machine to make gathers on the fabric before you will now pull it to the size of the down part of the upper part of the nightgown. You can see the upper part of the nightgown. After making our pleat, you are going to pleat it up to this place like so, making allowance for the shoulder. You will not making allowance for the armhole. You will not pleat into the armhole allowance on the downside of the gown. You will stop and you will join the downside to the upper part at that. You will stop at that armhole allowance like so. After pleating it, you are going to have something like this. You can use gathers if you like. You can use gathers, put some loose stitches on the downside of the gown, on the fabric, and pull them together until you get the measurement we measured from the downside of the upper part of the gown of the pattern. Now after I finish pleating my the downside of my gown, this is what I have here. You can see how neat and beautiful it is. This is me confirming my armhole measurement, which is just accurate. It depends on you. If your armhole depth is 8 inches, note that you are going to mark 2 inches down the fabric at that place where I marked 3 inches. This is the front of the gown, and it's going to be the same thing at the back too, because I did not put any difference on it. Now this is the front placed on the back. I place the front of the gown on the back after I finish stitching them, and the next thing is to finish all the seam work by stitching the shoulder and also the side of the fabric. I place the front on the back, right side facing each other. Then the next thing is to go to my sewing machine and stitch them down at the shoulder, at the two sides, and at the hem, and that will mark the end of our finished project. But in case you need to put a sleeve, I'm going to turn in the armhole twice. I will turn it in twice and sew it, and also the neck portion I'm going to turn them in 2 times and stitch them down. I do not want a sleeve, but in case you want a sleeve for your nightgown, you can check out my sleeve making video. I have a video that describe accurately how you can construct a sleeve. You can check it out. For me, I'll just turn the sleeve, the armhole twice, like so, and stitch it. Because I live in a tropical climate, the weather can be very hot most times. So I do not want to put a sleeve in my nightgown. Also for the neck circumference, I will turn it twice and stitch them down. This is what we have after all the stitching and finishing the edges. Please like, share and subscribe to this video, and please put on your notification bell in order for you to be notified the next time I post a well explained video such as this. I will attach a video on how to construct a basic sleeve accurately at the end of this video in case you need to put a sleeve in your nightgown. So look out for it. Thank you very much for watching. God bless you.